Hello, this is Kyle at McGillen's Music, and today we're going to be talking about guitars and their parts. So how you know what different parts of the guitar there are. So the first guitar I have is a small-bodied acoustic. This was actually a Lucia made this. It's an absolutely gorgeous-looking guitar. I absolutely love the yellowish beigeish bead running down the middle of it. Okay, this is quite similar to some guitars you see, in the fact that it is very similar to a classical guitar. The only difference is this is kind of like a hybrid, and it's built a little bit differently. This guitar has steel strings. It has 6 of them. They go in order from E, A, D, G, B, E. The way we remember that is elephants and dogs grow big ears, or Eddie ate dynamite, goodbye Eddie, or whatever combination of acronyms you can make up for that. The parts of the guitar then. You can think of this similar to a human body, in the fact that this is the body of the guitar. This part here is the neck, and this part therefore is the head. So, neck, head, body. There. This front part isn't called the neck, this is called the fretboard. And these white metal bars here are called frets. These up here are tuning pegs. These what raise and lower the pitch of the strings. So if you turn them anti-clockwise for me, it raises the pitch, and then back down clockwise lowers the pitch. Okay. This little white bit here is a nut. This is what keeps everything aligned and it stops your strings from straying. This is a 0 fret. It's sometimes put in there to keep a consistent pitch, so it just creates a nice even point because there's variances in the nuts, etc. This part of the guitar here is the bridge, and this white bit here is called the saddle. These are called bridge pins, and they keep a hold of the strings from coming out of the guitar. This part here is the sound hole, which obviously the sound goes in and resonates the body in the air inside, and it comes out a little bit louder. That's in a very, very simple form of saying that. This is pretty standard, very similar to classical guitars and stuff like that. The one fundamental difference in this one, this hasn't got a fixed saddle, whereas this guitar does. This is my Epiphone guitar. It's very similar to my other guitar. It's a lot smaller. This guitar, my Epiphone's much bigger. It has tuning pegs. It has the same style of nut. This one doesn't have a 0 fret. You can see it just goes straight into the nut. The sound hole and the body on the Epiphone is much, much bigger. But if we look at the bridge a little bit closer, you can see that is fixed actually into the body. There's a little dip into the body, and there you can see the little hole where the bridge slips into, and that keeps the intonation constant throughout the lifetime of the guitar. Whereas this one I've got to set it every time I restring it. This is a different type of acoustic guitar. In fact, that's an electroacoustic, and if there's demand I can describe what all of them mean. But we need a jack socket to plug this in, which I have lying around, and plugged into my electric, which I shall show you in a bit. And this is just so we can go through an amplifier and play to bigger audiences. The whole point of application is that I'll put some nice crazy effects through them. Similar type, this has got an ebony fretboard from the back there. You can notice here we've got these little pins here, and these are just for straps, so strap pins. So that is an electroacoustic guitar. This guitar here is my electric guitar. I also have another one lying around, I don't think that's in the car. This guitar has a lot of similarities between these guitars, but the fundamental difference is it does not have a sound hole. In its place, it has these here, which are called pickups. These are humbucking pickups, and the middle is a single coil pickup. These are a special type because they're all individual humbuckers. This guitar here is a better, more traditionally known single coil. We'll talk about this one in a little bit. So these are single coil. These are called the neck pickup. This is the middle pickup, and this is called the bridge pickup or the treble pickup. These here are in essence the bridge. These pins hold this mechanism to the guitar. This actually is loose, so if you used to loosen all the strings off, this would just pop out and out. So, but you can see the strings are held into there, and they come along here. Onto this is a saddle. This is the type of saddle we're using this guitar. This creates the action, which is how high the strings are from the guitar body, and also the intonation. This is individual intonation, so you can move these back and forth to make the intonation perfect. The intonation is basically how in tune with the guitar the sound is with it. Okay, so this should all sound the same. This one has two controls here. These control the volume of the guitar and the tone of the guitar. So this rolls down the middle, basically, of the guitar. I can talk a little bit more about what that is in a different video, but I'm not going to get into that today. So this is a pickup selector as well. You can pick up, choose between these, and all combinations of these. Some have 3. This is a 5-way. 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This chooses between this bridge pickup. This one between this pickup and this pickup. Middle place, obviously the middle pickup. A combination of the 2. And then finally at the end. The only other thing, the neck is a lot thinner on this guitar than the other acoustic guitars. This is a bit thicker than that one. And that the body is cut out here so we can get to the higher frets when you're playing a lot of the high notes and stuff like that. The tuners are just in a different line, that's mainly for style. Interestingly, the angle at which this comes back, all guitars bent at an angle, dictates one of the reasons dictates the sustain of the guitar, so how long the notes ring. A little bit side note. Coming back to this guitar, it's very similar. This one's needs some work. I need to fix this a little bit, but it's very similar. The jack socket there goes in, it's loose. This one has 3 tone controls. When this one's in, it needs soldering in. And this is a tone control for the bridge pickup. This one will be a tone control for the neck pickup, and the middle pickup doesn't have one for this. So I believe, and again, this is a 5-way pickup switch. You can choose there, which is common on the Strats. This is the arrangement, so it's a little bit different. Contours slightly different. Strats. The difference between this guitar and the other guitar is this bridge here. These are the saddle for this guitar, and the strings come out and through there and out into there. Behind here is a little block which allows you to do tremolo, and you get a little bar which you've probably seen if you've ever seen the Shadows or some of the more crazy Van Halen-esque stuff. And you bend that down slightly, creates a nice like wow 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 sound, kind of like a vibrato for guitar. Other than that, there's nothing really too much different between that one and this one. The final guitar I have for you today is one of these. This is a bass guitar, which is very similar to the guitar, but it only has 4 strings. These 4 strings represent the E, A, D and the G string on a guitar, and are a full octave lower than the guitar. So you have a, this is a workout, it's probably horrifically out of tune, but you have 4 strings to play in the bass. You have 4 tuning pegs. These, this is just my working guitar. I take these off and I change them. This is not a very nice bass guitar. This just does the job when I need it to. You can notice the pickups are slightly different. They are single coil, but there's 2 of them, but they're just aligned like that. These 2 obviously pick up these strings. These 2 pick up these strings. probably somebody could pick me up on that. But the bridge is very similar to the Strat, it just doesn't go through the body, there's no cavity there. So this is a fixed bridge. This is where the jack socket goes into, tone control, the volume control. So I hope that has given a little bit of insight into the parts of the guitar. Any questions you have, please send them over to kyle@mcgillsmusic.com, or get a hold of me through the contact page on my website. I hope that helps.